my name is Noel Miller from Design Fitness, expert in self-care and specialist in exercise prescription. So today we're going to talk about um, weight gain and essentially, in the same respect, weight loss. So how did we traditionally look at this weight gain? Generally, there's association with being lazy. So if you saw somebody who was larger than the socially acceptable norm at that time, you'd say, oh, they're lazy, they don't want to do anything, they're kind of good for nothing. Those are the connotations with it, or they lack ambition. However, moving a little bit closer to the present time, we'd say that uh, the person is still overweight, and the way that they're supposed to get out of this position is to diet. And the more that they diet, is the better that they'll kind of address their weight issue. Um, then we kind of shifted to thinking, well, if you exercise, that will get rid of your weight because you're, again, the association with being lazy there. So the more you're active, you will get rid of this excess weight. More currently, uh, let's say in the 2000s era, it was the idea of both. Well, if you eat right and you exercise, then you will lose weight, and that's going to help you with this over weight thing, or um, the look of being overweight, let's say. I guess it's more appropriate. And generally they say, what, 3,500 calories. We split that up into the 7 days a week, so about 500 calories a day, which 250 would come from exercise and 250 would come from um, dieting. So at the end of the week, that's a pound roughly, and we're looking to lose 1 pound to 2 pounds a week for the month and keep it going that way. However, I think the greater truth of the situation is that um, it is stress that always causes the body to gain more weight than it should. So let's kind of ground ourselves in a kind of absolute fact about the body, or our lifestyle marker, which will be the fact that the body's job is to make sure that you're healthy. It knows no reality outside of keeping you that way. So the fact that the body wants to hold on to uh, the calories in food kind of tells us a little bit more the truth of the matter. Meaning the body would only do this if it was in fear of, or in a state of fear, essentially, high cortisol levels, that being associated with the fear response over long periods of time. And because you're in this state, then your body starts to hold on to these calories. So that is the why generally the body would want to do that. So then what would cause this to happen in kind of a real life scenario? Well, high amounts of stress, which is always the case. The idea that the person is stressed, therefore that they might eat more of something, they might have some kind of compensation we're looking for, overdoing of a thing. They might want to party all the time and have kind of unhealthy behaviors that way. So different people express this pressure of stress on the individual in different ways. However, it's always at the sacrifice of the body. And generally there is a kind of connotation with holding on to weight. This again affects the hormonal state of the individual internally, and then we'll see people that maybe are visually slim, but internally they're holding a lot of fat around their organs. So this is the stomach area. Generally, the new style of kind of what I call the stress body, or stressed individual. We have the forward neck posture, the rounded shoulders, but we also have weight around the center of the body, or the extremities are a lot more round and less definition is there. And this is what I've seen to be more responsive to being overstressed. This individual will also have a kind of personality where they're either go, 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 or they're strongly withdrawn from social experiences. Either way, it is kind of a tipping of the scale of balance that doesn't support health. So this person may also talk very fast. They want to get everything out of their mouth as fast as possible to get their point across, and this is an expression verbally of internally moving too fast. The person that generally talks a little bit slower is not that way, but the person that doesn't talk at all can be thinking in the same kind of speed as that person would be talking. So this again shows a kind of unbalanced state, which can lend to the increased weight gain in the body. Now, as you can see, this is a lot more three-dimensional. There's a lot more moving parts than we typically would associate with just being lazy or just being overweight. It is always the body feeling a style of internal stress that causes this physical expression of weight gain. And the best way to approach it is, I think, pretty clear, that it is not just a eat right, exercise more mentality. It is the style of thinking and addressing kind of the psychological and emotional side of things, the mental health side of things. And this requires a more full body experience. You can't just think, I'm going to lose the weight, and that's how it works. Think of it as like years of continuous pressure. And because of these years of continuous pressure and condensing, there's different compensations. So things that shoot out the side, not being able to be contained in this kind of pressure. And those are the things that have to be solved to bring it back under the same kind of moral beginning. And then that alleviates the pressure so that we can live a better life, more healthy life, more supportive life to ourselves. Generally, we don't always have to go back and look at our past and do all those things, although that is an avenue. I think in the way of physical expression and action, we want to find new activities that allow us to express these older, repressed aspects of ourselves. And in this way, lessening the pressure. If we pursue generally the thing that we find our passion in, this lessens it. But again, there's a lot more pieces to the puzzle. And this is why I think self-care is a great guide to solving a lot of these issues and bringing the body back into a state where it can start to have the appropriate response to our stressors, which is to tell us to change the environment immediately as opposed to staying in it that we might have done in a child. Now we have a lot more decisions we can make, but running away from the stressor is not good too. So we have to build the skills to kind of stand up to that bully, our mental emotional bully, so that we can truly experience the health that we want. Everybody wants to be healthy. Our body most definitely wants to be healthy. So we have to put more energy behind that way of pursuing, let's say, weight loss or the expression of weight gain. And in this way, fully tackle the real issue. So that's a little bit of insight from self-care and the action side of things. So physical expression from an aspect of restoring the body as opposed to just pushing forward. Hopefully that was insightful. We have lots of videos on similar topics, especially lifestyle markers, you can find on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to email info@designfitness.ca, and we'll be happy to help you with those questions. Thank you. Have a nice day.